Hi everyone, Patrick Menninga here, spiritualriver.com. I want to talk to you today about Christ-centered treatment for alcoholism and drug addiction. Now there's basically two models of recovery that are the most popular out of all the different ways that you could try to get clean and sober. One of those is the 12-step program that's based on the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. The other would be a Christ-centered approach that's religious-based recovery. Now, it's important that you surrender and commit to a program, but what you might not realize is that what they've found is that the Christ-centered approach and the 12-step approach are not necessarily, one of them is not necessarily more effective than the other. What's important is that the person surrenders completely to a new solution in their life, and then they give themselves to a program completely. So it's not that you can point to one program and say, okay, because of this principle and that principle and this principle, this program has a 68% effectiveness rate, and this other program, because of this, this, and this, it only has a 42% effectiveness rate. It's not like that. Essentially, what happens is the alcoholic or the drug addict surrenders, and they realize that their life is completely out of control, and they surrender to a new solution in their life. And they're either at that point where they're at a complete rock bottom and they're willing to surrender completely and they're willing to ask for help and do whatever they're told to do. You're either at that point or you're not. And if you're not at that point of total surrender, then it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what treatment center you go to. It doesn't matter what recovery philosophy somebody tries to teach you. None of that matters. If you're not at a point of total and complete surrender, there is no solution that can help you when it comes to alcoholism and drug addiction. On the other hand, if a person has reached a point where they're completely sick and tired of being sick and tired and they can't take any more of the misery and the chaos that they've been living in, and they're ready for a new solution, then the opposite is kind of true, that it almost doesn't matter what you do at that point. As long as they give themselves over to a program of recovery and a program of sobriety, then they're going to succeed because they've reached that point of total and complete surrender and they're willing to do the work now. So you can rebuild your life with positive action, and you can do that in a 12-step program, or you can do that with a Christ-centered approach. And the key is that you've reached that point of total and complete surrender first. And once you've done that, once you've made that decision to surrender completely and say, okay, I can't drink alcohol successfully ever again. I can't use drugs, addictive drugs, successfully ever again. Once you've reached that point, you've made that decision, you flipped that switch and said, okay, I don't know how to live anymore. I need to ask for help. Someone please show me how to live. At that point, you're on a path of recovery, and you need to start taking positive action every day. Whether that's a 12-step approach, whether that's a Christ-centered approach, really is almost irrelevant. So long as you've reached that point of surrender, you're taking positive action every day, that's how you rebuild your life in recovery. My suggestion to you is, if you're struggling with drug addiction or alcoholism and you're interested in using a Christ-centered approach, then get on the phone and call up a treatment center and ask them if they offer that as a recovery model for you. Most treatment centers don't. Some do. A certain percentage of treatment centers do offer a Christ-centered approach, and a very select few treatment centers offer both. So I would encourage you to get on the phone, reach out, ask for help, and ask these treatment centers, hey, do you offer a Christ-centered approach? That's what I'm interested in terms of my recovery. So get on the phone, take action, turn your life around today.